Hey drummers, hope you're well. Very quick drum fill of the week for you here. Shout out to channel member Tom, who we were playing on this today and just having a bit of fun with it. This is a drum fill that Phil Collins plays, legendary Phil Collins, of course, in the tune Hanging Long Enough, which is the first track on the But Seriously album and was a single as well. It's a really simple fill, but it's just one of those dynamite for me Phil Collins moments. Simple, it's just beautifully phrased, and it's just so him, but also so musical and just something a little bit different from the things that I would kind of default to when I play. So I love doing this. I love listening to a record, a song that I like, and just basically nicking a drum fill and then obviously doing your own thing with it. Just as a brilliant way to give yourself a little spark of inspiration. When we sit in our kit and we jam, we often, drummers say this to me all the time, we often come back to sort of playing the same things over and over again. I know I do, the same ideas. And just, man, this is why listening to music is so huge. For me, you take this little moment, you do your own thing with it, play around with it. It's just this. All it is this idea. So you're going 1 and 2 and 3. Up to beat 3, you're just playing straight, straight ahead, straight 8s, rock feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. He's going 3 and 4. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes there's a 4 and as well. You can try it both ways. But basic version. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. You're getting it? So 1 and 2 and, which if you're right-handed, unlike Phil Collins, you'll be playing 1 and 2 and 3. Everything up to that point as normal. The E is the left stick, and then and 4 is 2 right sticks, or at least that's how I'm playing it. If you're Phil Collins and you're left-handed, and you've done what I would recommend for left-handers, which is just totally reversing your kit if you're starting off, you're here, you would do the exact opposite. So you'd go 1 and 2 and 3, E and 4. So the E would be your left stick and the and 4. Sorry, the E would be your right stick and the and 4 would be your left stick. Again. And 3. And 3. Generally, I would also hit a bass drum on beat 4. I think it just beefs it up a bit. So 1 and 2. And sometimes there, I'm just doing examples of what he do. It does that later in the tune of playing 4 and, E and 4 and. So 1 and 3, E and 4 and. Or with the right stick, I reckon, or left stick if you're lefty. The thing with it is, it's got some 16th note swing to it. So the E, if you like, is just a little bit later than it would be in a dead straight 16th note feel. So dead straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4. But the way Sir Phil does it, 1 and 2 and the E is just that bit later, isn't it? If you add the and at the end, just a bit of fun. But again, I can't repeat enough times. I love this. I love just taking a little moment, nicking it. If you do that every day, just one little moment, man, imagine how your vocabulary will build. I often write these little moments out, all the ones that I've sort of heard recently. I stick them up, just jot them down and stick them on the wall in front of me. And then when I'm playing, especially if I've done lots of practice here, maybe I'm playing on a gig or I'm playing somewhere else. If I close my eyes, I can see these little ideas. And I might just think, oh yeah, that Phil Collins Phil. Do you know what I mean? Where I wouldn't otherwise sort of think of it in the heat of the moment, just because I've done that as my little way of doing it. So thanks for watching as always. Really appreciate it. Just a bit of extra fun for you today. Like I say, shout out to channel member Tom. Just while I think of it, I've waffled on a bit about this, and I promise I'll stop soon. But I did an interview with a really cool drum channel called Drum Education Live with lovely Kira and Felipe, and it was really, really fun. And one of the things we talked about in that interview, in fact, the other day, is were asking me about, who were my first drum influences. Of course, Phil Collins was one of them. How could it not be? Growing up in the 90s with all the great legacy of music he'd got all through the 70s, but his solo career, particularly in the 80s before that. So, of course, and the first Phil Collins album that I really paid attention to was this one, But Seriously. And I was at my grandma's house in Ashby de la Zouch, and I just randomly picked up this CD because she had it, and I put it on, and this is the first song, right? And it goes, that horn lick at the start. Lots of times he plays. This drum fill we're talking about here. And honestly, like, the energy of it was just ridiculous and still is. And Nathan East just like thumping away on the bass. Well, I mean, it's just it's just what a start to a record, And like I said on that interview there, I think by about the pre-chorus, the first pre-chorus, I'd kind of decided this is what I was going to do with my life. Like the feel of those drums and the way it fit with the bass, man, that was it. Game over. I knew this is what I wanted to do. So so all I was going to say was, if you haven't already, and I appreciate it so much, people who've watched that interview, please do check that out. I'll link to it below. It was really fun. You don't have to watch all 45 minutes unless you want to, but it'd be really cool if you head over. It's a really great drum interview channel where they've interviewed tons and tons. I think I was episode 81, so they've interviewed tons and tons of interesting drummers, including loads of the all-time greats. They've got Billy Cobham on there, I noticed. They've got Dom Famularo, talking of like drum education, giants. They've got just a whole host of amazing. Jamie Woolham, I saw the other day, brilliant one. Amazing roster of interviews they've got, and I was obviously delighted to be asked on it. So if you get a chance, please do check it out. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm sure they would as well. Give it a like and a comment and all that. That would be great. Thanks a million. Thanks for watching. Short and sweet today. And like I say, shout out to channel member Tom. I love it. Thanks a million.